Well, that was lovely.
No.
Oh, I see us. I think we're there.
Hi, internet.
I'm trying to get to the talkie talk part. Is there a talkie talk part? Oh, you know what? I forgot to give us a title. I'm not good at this. I'm gonna do this real quickly and then we can get started. There's no game. There we go. Um, yeah. I think we're doing the thing. I gotta figure out how to get to the chat. Let me see. Let me open a chat. Okay, there's a chat going. We got a chat going.
Yay.
So yeah, so we're here. We're doing. Oh, wait a second. Okay, yeah, we're here. So we're doing things.
We are.
They're new things.
They are.
And also, hello.
Hello.
I also have to tell you that earlier today I accidentally did this for 3 seconds by myself.
Fun.
It was.
You trying to shove me out? You trying to take the show for yourself?
Yup.
How dare you?
That's exactly what was happening. It was not me making a mistake and accidentally going live. When I meant to hit settings, I hit stream.
They both start with an S.
Except it all goes automatically to videos. So it was really fun because now there's a 3 second video of me on all the platforms. So if
Yes.
somebody wants to take those down, that's cool. If anybody sees that.
Nah.
So how are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Thriving in the quarantine apocalypse.
Same. Same. By the way, that's Alex.
Oh, and that's Jess on the other side of the internets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's about thriving right now, basically.
Yeah, just living it up, staying inside. I did go outside. I had a bonfire yesterday with me and Maria.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, yeah, I saw a photo of that. That's fun.
Yeah,
Tis
nice
the
way to get
season.
outside the house, but not outside my yard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did one of those Kroger pickups today. Is that a
None.
count for outside? Actually, I went on a run too. What am I talking about? That was outside.
I thought about going for a run, but I didn't. I think I'm just gonna play DDR later.
That's fair. It was really nice. Like,
I know. I just couldn't convince myself to do it.
okay, fair, fair. I mean, it was a little chilled. In your
Yeah.
defense. Uh, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's weird because everything's the same all the time now.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to report.
I dyed my hair since last time. You've seen it. I don't think the listeners.
Yeah, it looks good. I can kind of see it a little bit on like your left side, the blue in
Yeah.
the light.
I didn't realize how cliched gay of a move it is until I saw a meme about it of like gays dated like 10 days into quarantine. It's like right after I dyed my hair, it was like a meme of like gays 10 days into quarantine, and it was like
Oh,
a picture of like regular hair then dyed hair. I'm like, fuck.
that's fair. I mean, I've already dyed my hair. I'm surprised I haven't cut anything yet.
I cut Maria's hair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think mine will be shorter by the end of this for sure. Uh, every day I'm like,
Just cut a little bit
not
off.
today, not today. Yeah, yeah.
Can you just do like the Cynthia from Rugrats?
Is that the one? No. Which one was she? Was she
She was the doll.
the doll? Oh, was she had the spikes?
Yeah.
Like the Statue of Liberty spikes, but they were actually hair? Yes, I will
Yeah.
do that. I think I need to get a razor, though. I need some, like, bald lines going in for
You
that
could grow
look.
out.
No, my roommate might cut my hair. We'll see. And there's no. She went to
Ooh.
beauty school like a while back, so there's no pressure though. I told her I was like, if it's gonna stress you out, don't do it. But if if you just want to try something, if you want to, get those juices going again.
The worst case scenario, you've got 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks.
Exactly.
I don't know how much longer is March.
Exactly. Oh. But yeah, other than that, I'm working on a couple projects, which is fun.
Ooh,
Ooh, projects.
that's exciting.
Yes.
I'm
Also,
making a diorama for the science fair.
yes. Does it have a volcano? Does it explode?
No.
Oh.
I remember I had to make a diorama. Like I've had to make them like twice in school, and once once was chipmunks for some reason. Like we all had to make animal ones, and for some reason I got chipmunk, and everyone else had like manatee and like exotic, and I'm like chipmunk.
Oh, I love that though. That's fun.
Yeah.
Chipmunks are cute. They're adorable. They're a treat whenever you see them.
So in like my various stages of quarantining up, I keep planning a party that's going to happen once all this is over.
Uh-huh.
And it's called Jubilee in Life After Love, a quarantine party. And I think now I'm just going to make everyone bring a diorama with them.
Oh, of anything they choose though? Any
Yeah.
habitat?
Yeah, any kind of diorama they want to make.
I think you should make people
Whatever
bring...
you can put in a shoebox, it's interesting.
I think you should make everybody bring a diorama of their quarantine setup.
Yeah.
It'd be very therapeutic.
I just need to get like all those little airplane bottles of booze and just like scatter them around the bottom. Maybe a roach or two.
You mean cockroach, right?
Definitely. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Dare.
Apocalypse.
And dare.
Should I show the listeners, viewers, what I'm wearing?
Yes, please do. This is so exciting. And also explain it for when we...
Can I get some like...
Webcam
girl. Who is she? She's... Oh, it blends in the background.
It's too... Maybe back away a little bit. Back away just a little bit. So like, yeah, there we go. Woot woot.
Who is she? She's merch.
Ah, it's so cute. It turned out good.
Strange got a merch shop.
Love it. And
planning on launching it next week on the 6th because there's gonna be a sale on threadless wide sale, so it'll be 15% off everything. So
yeah, some deals.
Yeah, started off with a deal, so keep your eye out for that. We'll be blasting on our social medias with it. So
I am here for
deals. Something to do in quarantine. Buy our merch.
Yup. Especially because I don't know what I'm going to be doing soon.
Yep.
Yeah. So other than that, though, oh wait, you've got an earring in. It keeps like going away in the Zoom, but yeah, look at that.
It's the Luke.
Lewk.
The Luke.
Or Luke.
Luke.
It's the Luke Perry.
Oh, he passed.
Yeah.
He's gone. He did.
Are we not allowed to mention him now? If somebody passes, can they not be mentioned?
No, I guess we mentioned Luke Perry.
Yeah, we're paying him homage.
Remember when he was a dad on Riverdale?
I do not, because I didn't watch Riverdale. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it disappointed you.
No, you don't have to apologize for that.
Okay.
I'll apologize for bringing Riverdale up.
No, I do remember though when I was a little kid, my friend Christina, whom you've met, she loved Luke Perry, and I said it out loud once in front of her mom, and she got very mad at me.
Oh.
She was like, don't tell. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Did she think you were ruining her chances with him?
Maybe. Or that her mom would tell, maybe?
Yeah, her mom would forbid her.
Something like that. Ugh. So
what's your quarantine beverage?
My quarantine beverage is a good old classic. Let's see if I can actually... Oh, there's part of it. And, it's a White Claw.
White Claw. What flavor? This is important.
Black cherry.
Oh, black cherry, oh, black cherry, black cherry,
No, it's one of the giant ones that I actually got specifically for today, just because I was at the store anyway, because we had a egg shortage in our last... Well, we got delivery today. We got a lot of eggs because I ordered 3 dozen, and then they gave me 3 18-packs instead because they were out of the ones I ordered, and they were like, she clearly wanted an extra... What would that even be? 18 eggs on top of this massive order anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
what eggs for
eggs. You can like bake with them, hard boil them, soft boil them, scramble them, poach them.
Okay, Bubba.
There's a lot. Life is like a box of eggs. Fragile.
Aw, yeah. The bad thing is, though, they didn't have any flour or yeast. So if anybody knows where to get flour or yeast, please tell me, because baking.
My house. I stocked up. I don't know why, but like I was like, I just need to buy yeast. If I can make bread, I'll be okay.
I mean, I think that's totally fair.
I haven't really made too much bread yet. I made pan au chocolat like the first weekend of full lockdown.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I've made Hawaiian sweet rolls twice.
Are you gonna make them after all of this another time?
Yeah, girl. I'm gonna make so I made the roast dinner twice. I'll make it again for us when quarantine's over because it was delicious.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've decided I need to, for my next grocery order, pick something I've never made before to make, because I used to do that and I don't do that anymore.
I pulled out this cookbook my friend Claire gave me that's like Japanese like soul comfort street food kind of thing.
Ooh. Intrigue.
Because I just have been going ham on anime lately. Oh. So I was like, let me look at this cookbook. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try a curry recipe at some point, and I like bought some soba noodles, but like I don't have the stuff to make the sauce. Mm-hmm. So I might just cheat and use soy sauce and wasabi and call it a day because I fucking love soba noodles.
I think that sounds delicious. I am a little jealous. I can't have that.
Again, we'll just have like a day after quarantine where we just make each other the foods that we were jealous the other person had.
I love that. And it will be like warmer outside too, so it can be all like picnicky and fun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I adore that actually. Yay. Us making plans. By the way, what are you drinking? I think you haven't told me yet.
An espresso martini. Espresso quarantini? I don't know.
They're all quarantinis.
It's delicious. This is like my second and a half one.
Ooh. So have you ever had there's I think it's like a brand of vodka called Van Gogh, and they have an espresso flavored vodka.
Ooh.
Highly recommend. You would love it. It's delicious even on its own. Like it's kind of bonkers.
Love that.
Yeah.
Should we get to our story?
I would love to hear a story.
Good, because this one is a doozy.
Ooh, good.
So, I think I mentioned this a while ago, but for Christmas, friend of the show, Jen, got me 2 books. One of them is called The Wicked Women of Detroit.
Ooh.
So, it like kind of profiles a lot of like notorious women from Detroit's history. So, I kind of picked one of them today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a little bit about a building, and a little bit about one of the inmates at that building. Inmates at that building.
Okay. Inmate. I don't know what you just said.
I had to slip into an Australian accent for just like this much because Jacinta said she might try and tune in.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's a fun game then.
What?
That's a fun game then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just diving into it, have you ever heard of Detroit's House of Correction?
No.
Honey, they bring it to you every ball. No, not that kind of house.
I was like, what?
You still haven't seen Paris is Burning, have you?
No.
That's your homework. Before next episode, watch Paris is Burning.
I'm writing it down.
Let's give each other homework at the end of episodes of things to watch and or do.
I like that.
Paris is Burning.
I'm actually writing it down. You can see me. I picked up my phone.
Oh, is that a Detroit Strange sticker? You can get those on our merch store. Merch. Hashtag not spons, but kind of spons. I don't know how that works.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's like the House of Corrections. There like wasn't enough for a full story here, but I thought I'd mention it because it was interesting.
Okay.
And it was built in 1861 near Eastern Market. Mm-hmm. And the building from the outside looks like... Oh, I have visual aids. Hold on.
Yes.
I've got a PowerPoint. Oh, shit. I don't know how I'm going to do this, though.
Screen share.
Yeah, but then where do my notes go?
I don't know your setup.
I didn't think this through.
If you do screen share and the PowerPoint's already open, though, you can choose the actual specific...
True.
Fun fact for all of you using Zoom, if you're full screening it and you do share screen, it gives you, like, a list of everything open to share. Okay.
Okay. Can you see?
I can see for sure. I accidentally...
Oh, there's my Paris is burning joke. I knew I hit it in somewhere. Oh, while you're gagging, they bring it to you every ball. So the Detroit House of Corrections. Look at this place. I wrote down that it kind of reminds me of like the arcade at Cedar Point, just from the outside.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this was like this prison. It was one of the 4 state penitentiaries in Michigan at the time, and the only one that had a wing dedicated to long-term female prisoners.
Oh wow!
So, much less glamorous on the inside. It's giving me very Chicago vibes. She had it coming.
Wow.
You know, like that's where Cell Block Tango's happening.
Yeah. No, definitely. Especially they're all like stacked on top of each other, and wow, that's like super close.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So this is the House of Corrections. Oh my God, the uniforms. Category is floor-length flannel nightmare. Imagine being in prison and having to wear a flannel floor-length dress every day.
What about July? July and August would be awful.
Right. That would be the worst.
Also, like, how much dust would you just have? Like, there must have been 7 tons of dust. Ugh.
So here's who we want to talk about today. Nellie Pope. Who is she? She's different.
Okay.
Let me see. Can you still see the PowerPoint?
Yeah. I see. Well, now I see the whole drive, and I see your notes. I'm not looking.
Oh shit! You can still see my notes?
Yes. Okay. Now I just see your glorious, beautiful face.
So, So back to the dresses. They wore those as uniform, and I thought this was interesting that check fraud was the go-to crime for early 20th century women.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So wait, now I'm like, what's happening in the early 20th century that's like the big thing? But obviously, like, records were different and stuff too, so I wonder if it was just easier to...
Probably, just like forge a check. I don't know how checks worked back in the day. I barely know how they work now, to be honest.
Maybe not that easy if they all went to jail for it, so.
Yeah. But like, many of the female inmates of the Detroit House of Correction were short-timers for public intoxication, which they kind of pointed out in the book the gender bias on this.
Okay.
The enforcement of the public intoxication laws, and I have a quote for you.
Ooh, quote.
In a gilded cafe, the man in the dress suit drinks something to drown his sorrows. He becomes violent and smashes a window, and nothing happens to him. But it isn't so with the old gray-haired castaway. She has troubles too, and tries to get rid of them. She begs a drink somewhere and then crawls off into the alley. The policeman finds her, rings out the patrol wagon, and off she goes to jail.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, so, like, just kind of, like, men are over here, like, you know, causing ruckus in the saloons, and women are just trying to get a drink, and then, like, getting arrested.
That's...
Yeah.
bogus? That's bullshit.
It is. Also, they talked a lot about, like, they were sewing buttons on the cards, and I'm like, I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds familiar. Like, I feel like I've heard whatever that is, but I don't actually know what that means.
Yeah.
That would be a fun... Well, we'll follow up on that maybe at some point.
Yeah.
Or if somebody knows, please follow up for us and tell us.
Yeah. So, like I said, this was the facility that was the only long-term facility for women in the state.
Okay.
And I don't know how familiar you are with Plymouth, Michigan.
I've been there.
I think it was at the corner of, like, Beck and 5 Mile. There used to be a women's prison, and that actually, like, branched off of, like, the old Detroit building. And that just got demolished, I think, like, a couple years ago.
Okay, wow.
I remember seeing it a lot because, like, it was on, like, the route to swim practice. Because, like, we lived in Canton, but, like, we practiced in Novi. So, like, every day, we would drive by, and Julie would say hi, like, hi, Bernice, and, like...
I mean, that makes sense, too. Back Road is, like, the road to get places around there, right?
Oh, yeah. Beck is the T.
Beck is great. Hey.
Beck blessed. So, like I said, Nellie Pope was she's who we're talking about today. She's the inmate I wanted to focus on.
Okay.
And she was a very notorious figure in Detroit history. Have you ever heard of her at all?
No, I'm very intrigued by this. This is awesome.
Yeah, like when I read the story, I'm like, this is a Lifetime movie waiting to happen.
Love it.
Lifetime, if you're listening, I'll write the screenplay. We'll make it happen.
Love it.
So she was charged with the murder of her husband in what the Detroit Free Press described as one of the most atrocious, cold-blooded, and deliberately planned murders.
Okay. My mouth is agape.
What?
My mouth is agape.
Yeah. So we're going to begin on February 2nd, 1985, when William Brousseau walked up to a police constable by the name of Schick to report a murder, one that he himself had done in self-defense.
Oh.
He led Schick to an apartment on the corner of Michigan and Washington Avenues, where Nellie's husband was dead in his armchair, missing the top part of his head, and had 2 other axe wounds.
Does it say how long, they were married at this point or anything? Like, how long they'd been together, or...
I think I have when they got married.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Good. So, I was about to get, how did we get here?
Okay.
So, like I said, Nellie Pope, her husband's name was Horace Pope. Dr. Horace Pope, he was a dentist.
Mm-hmm.
So, Horace and Nellie lived in their apartment with their 8-year-old daughter, Bernice, and William Brousseau, their live-in male nurse. So,
okay. Mm-hmm.
Nellie had met Horace in California, where she was a 20-year-old widow. And she definitely wore the pants in their relationship and enjoyed bossing Horace around. And mentions that she also had, violent tendencies, and, that she once pushed him down a flight of stairs to collect $25 from an insurance policy.
That's cold!
Right, which, I did the inflation math, and it's only, $750 today.
For pushing somebody down a flight of stairs?
Yeah!
Rude!
So, obviously this stuff kind of, Horace wasn't cool with this. He was kind of, wore him down, but,
mm-hmm.
Nellie, I should mention, Nellie was 6'4".
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That is, by today's standards, super tall, but, wow. Wow.
Yeah. To quote Jen, fucking Amazon. Because, in college, I went on a date with a girl who was about my height, and looking back now, I'm right height, wrong gender. So,
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, so fucking Amazon. So, he actually tried to get out of the marriage by committing suicide at one point, but was unsuccessful. But that prompted Nellie to take out several large life insurance policies on him.
Of course, those good old life insurance policies.
Right, I wrote down call back to the Del Rey episode when records sucked back then, so you could just take out as many policies as you wanted from different companies.
That's what I was thinking. This has a very episode 1 vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 1892, so 3 years before this murder happened, she was pregnant with a second child but lost it during childbirth. This changed Nellie, and not for the better. She started taking laudanum.
Ooh, what's that?
I'm glad you asked. I have more slides.
Oh, good.
Let me present again. So here's Nellie again. Here's laudanum. It's a tincture of alcohol and opium.
Oh, that's drastic.
Look at this bottle on the bottom right. Laudanum poison. Each fluid ounce contains 45.5 grams of opium and 40% alcohol.
Wow. That's nuts.
So she started to take the stuff to basically self-medicate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's intense.
Right?
Oh.
So, of course was addictive as shit. Opium and alcohol, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So this was also the time William Brousseau entered the picture. So he was working as a barber but got fired because of Nellie, because he attracted the attention of one lady in particular, Nellie Pope.
Wow.
So he got fired, and like one of the reasons that their bond was so close is because they were both addicts to Laudanum, opium, and morphine.
Oh, okay.
So Nellie was able to convince her husband Horace that she needed a male live-in nurse for her fainting spells and heart problems, which I'm like, maybe because you're taking all these drugs, maybe just stop.
I mean, that will do it. Yeah. But I mean, just stop is also easy advice to give, but hard to do in certain circumstances. So,
especially with opioids, because they're addictive. From what I hear, I can't relate.
I was to say, I don't know, but yeah.
I mean, I'm addicted to TikTok right now, so I can't even imagine like actual substances. I spent over a half hour on TikTok yesterday.
Wow. I spent like 10 minutes looking at all the videos you had sent me in the past week that I hadn't watched yet. But I loved them. They were fun.
I love the one with the guy who's like, you need to get back at someone, steal the remotes.
Oh, yeah.
Leave one.
It's good advice.
Remotes, leave one, so it's not like where all the remotes go. It's where's the rest of the remotes.
Yeah, no, it's totally good advice. I really like the one with the cat with the croc on its head, and I think it's Lady Gaga talking.
Beautiful, stunning, amazing, one of a kind, never before seen, never afraid to reference or not reference.
Yes, I loved that.
It's a clip from an interview that she did when she was on American Horror Story Hotel.
I love that even more now. Yeah, no, I watched that cat with the croc on its head a good 7 times, at least.
I still love the anime girl running late to class 1. My goal is to remake it because I think it's hilarious.
It was good. Not croc on a cat's head good, but it was good.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, like I said, she convinced her husband to let her lover come work as the live-in nurse. And so he moved into the house, and things really went to shit then because, like, you have 2, like, drug addict lovers. And then, like, the meek husband who, like, is, like, kind of just getting walked all over. And their 8-year-old, well, I don't know how old she was at this point. I think she was 5 at this point. Their daughter.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot in that house going on.
Yeah. And it's an apartment, too. So it's not even, like, they're...
Oh.
Yeah. So William kind of became the man of the house. And they shared the bedroom. And poor Horace pretty much only existed in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah, and Nellie's drug habits got crazy, where she was taking 40 drops of laudanum 3 times a day.
That, I don't even know the dosage, but I can tell that's, like, way too many.
A lot.
I mean, that's 40 drops 3 times a day too many, obviously, but wow.
Right, because, like, I knew at some point how much a drop was. I took too many chemistry classes, but... crazy.
That's nuts.
And so, like, junk and trash started to fill the house and, like, created such a bad stench that, like, neighbors complained.
Aww.
And I feel bad because, like, Horace, like, didn't leave. He kept sticking around. I'm wondering if it was maybe for the daughter's sake, but, like, I wouldn't put up with that bullshit.
No, yeah.
And again, I don't know the situation.
Oh, you disappeared.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Is that like better or worse? I just realized the sun went down, so I lost a lot of my natural light.
Oh, you just look purple now. You're the purple man. Jessica Jones.
Is that better?
A little bit, but you still look purple.
Whatever.
That's fine.
I've looked worse.
You look gorgeous, darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But, anyway, back to February 2nd of 1895. So, Brousseau claimed that he did it in self-defense and that Horace had shot at him with a gun and that he was able to knock the gun out of his hand, force him into the rocking chair, and hit him with a hatchet.
Oh, that's...
And, like, right away they knew this was bullshit. Like, all the evidence pointed to an attack from behind. And he struck him first from behind, taking off the top of his head.
What?
Kind of, like, scalped him.
Ooh, that's so gross. That's nasty.
Yeah, and, like, so the way they were determined that, like, right off the bat is because, like, Horace was bald in the front but had hair in the back, and there was hair on the hatchet. So there's no way they could have hit him from the front.
Oh, this... Oh.
And also, he was sitting in a rocking chair, like...
Yeah.
Who gets murdered in a rocking chair by choice? You know, like, who's like, oh, God,
oh, yeah.
I'm trying to kill you. How did I end up in this rocking chair?
Well, also I don't know that murder or people get murdered by choice. I think that's
True.
just called assisted suicide.
I'm not a scientist.
Fair.
This isn't a forensics podcast.
No.
You haven't made that in a while, and I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Because merch!
True.
I think it'd be a fun t-shirt.
And yeah, no, I like that idea. Also, it's a lot of not podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that came across right. Go on. Tell me more about Nellie Pope.
Okay, so the cops were already like suspicious, and they asked like, "What are you, high?" And he replied, "I have not taken a drink in a long time." To which I wrote, "Bitch, not the question. They didn't ask you were drunk. They asked you were high."
Yeah. Misdirection? Isn't that
but the whole time he maintained that Nellie knew nothing about this.
Oh.
So the police had pieced together what happened based on the evidence. Like I said, he snuck up from behind, went to town on his skull, and then fired a revolver into the wall and ran for the cops.
Wow.
And I wrote, morphine is one hell of a drug, because after drying out in the cell for 2 days, Brousseau didn't remember the story he told police and didn't even remember the crime.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this is when the tide started to change for Nellie.
Okay.
So Brousseau had agreed to come clean if the cops would protect him from Nellie. Saying that he was, quote, "I am very much afraid of her."
Oh. Wow.
He said that around 2:30 in the morning, Nellie had woken him up, claiming that she needed him. The
Uh-huh.
doctor was in the rocking chair. He didn't remember any of the details of the murder, but said that the blood on his trousers was applied by Nellie.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Yeah. And he went on to detail that this wasn't the first attempt Nellie had made on the horse's life. For 6 weeks, she kept urging Brousseau to do it, but he was too much of a coward. And she tried 6 times to build a large fire in the coal stove and leave the top off so he would suffocate because he was in the kitchen. But every time he woke up and opened the window before he died.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you can't breathe.
Right.
Ugh.
So then Brousseau claimed that she had planned to kill him by slitting his throat or shooting him.
Okay.
He described Nellie as a wicked witch that had entranced him and made him do her bidding.
Uh-huh.
Which wasn't untrue because, like, he was, basically like her bitch. He was, like, running around all over Detroit to get laudanum from her, like, because I think, like, pharmacies, like, you can only buy, like, so much of it.
Mm-hmm. This is terrible but very this is a reference. She sounds like Carol Baskin.
I've heard the name, I don't know.
Have you not watched Tiger King?
I have not.
Oh, honey. Okay, honey. Okay, go on.
I keep hearing a lot of things about it, and it's getting to that point where, like, I either just need to watch it or I'll never watch it because people are talking about it too much or there's too many memes.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really good and you should watch it. And I actually don't think that person, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about that person, but just like the whole
how much of a commitment?
wily woman. 6 episodes.
That's not terrible.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's my homework. I'll watch Tiger Game, you watch Paris is Burning.
Tiger King.
Whatever. I'll type Tiger into Netflix and I'll find it.
That's true.
Just kidding, I'll watch the Tigger movie instead. Just kidding, I had that on VHS. I'll go downstairs and watch it right now. Anyway, so she, like, basically anything Nellie said he did, like getting laudanum from all over Detroit, paying the premiums on Horace's life insurance policies, and even tailing Horace to make sure he did not change the beneficiary on his policies.
Oh, wow. Ew.
It's basically just made it clear that, like, Nellie had complete control over Brousseau.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, an interesting analogy the book made was that Brousseau was just the weapon, but Nellie was the driving force. Like, the hand that... Like, if Brousseau was the gun, she was the hand that pulled the trigger.
Oh, wow.
So this led to Nellie being arrested, which brought heavy scrutiny upon her, which, like, like I said, she was 6'4", so people already felt some kind of way about her.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But unlike what were you saying?
yeah. That's just. I mean, people are probably already intimidated, and yeah.
Yeah. So Nellie wouldn't talk though. So unlike Brousseau, she didn't talk to anyone. Cops, reporters, no one. Which only
Mm-hmm.
fueled the rumors that the tabloids were thrown out there that day. It talked about how Nellie's first husband had died under mysterious circumstances. Remember, I said she was a 20-year-old widow when Horace had met her.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's insane.
Yeah,
That's that's just nuts.
yeah. Also had stories about how she tried to defraud land from Canadian family and had a hypnotic hold over the men in her life.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like it.
And so, like, because they couldn't get her to talk, they decided to bring in a hypnotist called Mademoiselle Charcot to try and get something
Ooh.
out of her, but that was unsuccessful too. And a quote from Mademoiselle Charcot was, "I never saw such a woman in my life, and I could do no more with her than a bit of stone."
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And I was just like, this bitch was not talking.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
this convinced Charcot that this overpowering persona was the reason that she was able to control those around her.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
So
mysterious.
yeah,
Ooh.
so this is about when Nellie tried to play the victim card here, talking about that she had heart trouble and she needed her medicine. Her medicine being a mixture of laudanum and whiskey.
Okay.
And at first they refused to give it to her, but then she would scream and rattle the bars on her cell until they gave in.
That's because it sounds like a dangerous thing to give to her.
But they did it. They caved in.
That's wow.
Yeah. So Brousseau started talking again. Like once he like fully sobered up and he was able to give a coherent testimony,
Mm-hmm.
he said that Nellie had nagged him for days to murder Horace, and that the night was just the night she finally enacted the plan. She
Wow.
lured Horace into the rocking chair by playing sick and distracted him by listing her symptoms. She gave a hand signal to the waiting Brousseau that then struck Horace with the hatchet. She commanded that he keep striking Horace, which is why he didn't remember how many times he had hit him. After all was said and done, he said, I staggered back, half fainting, for I felt the horrible deed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Nasty.
yeah. So that's when Nellie's trial happened. She went
Mm-hmm.
first because I guess ladies first. Um, and it was not good for her defense because Brousseau was a witness and he was doing whatever he could to implicate her so he would get like sway his jury, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If he like painted her to be this horrible, commanding whatever, like maybe he would have a chance to get off.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. I. Sounds like a familiar story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not to be outdone though, she taught her 8-year-old child to cry in command just loud enough for the jury to hear.
Mm.
And
Sneaky.
that was working
Sneaky.
until a bystander overheard the child saying, "Do I cry now, Mama?"
That's pretty
So,
bad.
yeah. Okay. So it didn't do good though because on June 5th, 1985, the guilty verdict was passed down and she got a life sentence.
Wow. Oh well. I mean, sounds
So
like she
being
deserved it.
right, so like being the stunt queen that she is, she launched into this big melodramatic fit, clutching her daughter and wailing. And the
Mm-hmm.
judge asked her like, "Do you have any like last words to say before we pass the sentence down?" And she said, her last words to the judge before the bailiff separated her and Bernice were, "I'm not guilty, Your Honor, and that's all."
Oh, that sounds inaccurate. That sounds very
Yeah,
inaccurate, actually.
right. But Rousseau got 25 years of hard labor for his part.
Oh.
So things didn't end there though. So prison life, like even after being locked up, she was still making
Mm-hmm.
headlines for her antics in Detroit's House of Corrections, and she was thought to thrive off the notoriety she got, and would even quiz new inmates about her newspaper coverage. Um, about a year into her life sentence, she tried to feign insanity by claiming she had saw the ghost and it was harassing her.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
right.
So she
Don't
claimed
lie
that
about ghosts.
Right.
They are precious, and I want to
Right.
hear about them, but don't lie about ghosts.
Right. She claimed it was a ghost of her late doctor husband that he came and stared at her until she nearly died with fright.
Ugh.
The warden was less than sympathetic and said that if anyone deserved to be haunted, it was her. Which, I mean, accurate.
Uh-huh.
So, in 1986, so sometime in the year after she was arrested, she was making headlines again because one Sunday at the prison's religious service, where women were seated in the balcony about 10 feet above the male inmates,
Mm-hmm.
Nellie jumped down from the balcony using the male inmates to break her fall and rushed to the priest wailing, "I'm innocent, I'm innocent." This bitch jumped off a balcony.
She a little cray.
Stunt queen. Stunt queen.
I mean, she's dedicated,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess that, like, after that, she kind of mellowed out a bit, but still maintained her innocence and tried to become the martyr that was unjustly locked up, which, at this point, she'd already pulled so many stunts that, like, they weren't buying it. She failed many times to get parole. She tried a lot to get parole, just wasn't granted it.
Mm-hmm. For good reason, it sounds like.
Right. So Brousseau was at the Jackson State Penitentiary, and he changed his story once again, going back to the self-defense story and claiming that Nellie knew nothing of the attack.
Mm-hmm.
On his deathbed in 1906, he tried one last time to absolve her by saying, "Mrs. Pope had nothing to do with it. She knew nothing about it."
Okay.
So, about a decade later, Nellie was granted parole from then Governor Woodbridge Ferris. Public was not a fan. They were like, why?
Mm-hmm.
But she got out, so as she left the House of Correction, she told reporters, quote, "I want a chance to be good. I want the public to give me a chance. I want fair treatment. I am innocent of the crime for which I have spent a long time in prison, and it has been a long time. A long, long time."
Mm-hmm.
So she spent the next decade of her life making children's clothes at the Salvation Army and spent her evenings reading the Bible.
Oh.
Which, like, sure, Jan. But, like, she still wasn't satisfied with just being on parole. She wanted a full pardon for her crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which she got in 1928.
A full pardon?
She got full pardon of all her crimes from I didn't write down who the governor was at that time, but, like, she got a full pardon.
No.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Right?
Ugh.
So, her daughter Bernice, we didn't forget about her, even though Nellie did.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, Bernice, after her father being murdered and her mom behind bars, she was adopted, her name was changed, and she basically left her old life behind. She never visited her mom in prison because of she resented her for being robbed of her family. And by the time her mom was out, she was 27 and wanted nothing to do with her, which I get. Like, it doesn't sound like she was the best mom.
No, she sounds pretty awful.
Mm-hmm. Nellie respected this, though, which I, like, good.
Mm-hmm.
And she said in an interview, she is married, happy, married, happy, and has children of her own. Our lives must stay apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then Nellie died in May of 1929. It's like a year after she got her pardon. And she's buried in Woodlawn Cemetery.
Oh,
which I realized is just up the street from me, and I might go check that soon.
Yeah, no, I've definitely walked by it, driven by it. It's big.
Yeah, I've driven by it a million times. I've never gone in, but I don't know. I kind of like walking through cemeteries. I used to go through one in Ann Arbor once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I got lost in that one though.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
And what
the one that was like kind of around South U area in Ann Arbor.
I off the top of my head, yeah, I don't remember that one.
I know, like, by like the main entrance, there's a statue of someone who looks like Colonel Sanders.
Okay, good reference, but I don't remember.
That's fine. So that kind of wraps the story. I'm going to just list my sources before I forget. Like I said, this is from a book called The Wicked Women of Detroit by Tobin T. Book.
Uh-huh.
Buck. Karen D.
Yes.
And darkcornersofhistory.com, Wikipedia, and the Detroit Free Press articles like via newspapers.com.
Okay, good. Sounds like some good references.
Yeah. So that's the story of Nellie Pope.
Okay. Love it. That was good. Never heard of her. Very interesting.
Right, and like that was just one chapter of this book, so like I'm excited to
see what else is up.
Sprinkle in every once in a while. I probably won't do it for the next episode, but who knows?
No, that's cool. I love it. Good job.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Well, for your reward, my favorite thing, would you like to play a game?
I sure would.
Oh, good. I have one. It's called Two Truths and a Lie.
Oh my gosh, never heard about it.
So since you just bought a sewing machine to, be a maker of all things, I decided to do it about sewing machines today.
Fun.
Yeah, so this is about the history of sewing machines. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so fact number 1. In 1941, France tailors were very upset. They lost their wages due to a higher production rate provided by machines, and they actually rioted as a result.
Okay.
The first machine was patented in 1830 by I.M. Singer in France and used to help create uniforms for the French army.
Okay.
Sewing machines created the first ever millionaire inventors.
I'm going to say number 2 is alive because I'm pretty sure Singer's from Germany.
Darn it, you are correct. So the first machine was patented in 1830, but not by Singer. He actually did not patent the first machine. He just took pre-existing machines and kind of made them better so that they actually worked a lot better. And he was actually an actor and mechanic previous to that. And by 1860, his company was the largest producer in the world.
Was he German or was he French?
I don't know that actually off this information. I don't think he was German though, because sewing machine production was big in France and England. But I mean, I don't have information about where he's from in what I have.
You know who I think I thought was Germany? So back when I worked at GM, we got like a crash course in all the GM brands. At that time, we still had a European division. And the European automobile brand of Opel started off as a sewing machine company, and they're German.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So wrong reasoning, right answer.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you still did it. You still got there. You got the right answer. You won.
Oh my god, what do I win?
A high five. There we go.
Do that like when you'd air five in high school. Was very cool. If you were air fiving someone and like they're across the room, you would just like slap your wrist so it still sounded like a high five.
I think that's going to be very cool again in the current climate. Air five. All the time.
Yes.
Well, that was fun.
I'm so excited to get my sewing machine.
Yeah, and now you know some history.
Yes, I'll think about it as I'm sewing my masks.
I think you should. I think that about wraps us. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, can you see what's happening on the YouTube? Is anyone like commenting? Is anyone there? Can you hear us?
Do you really want to call that out right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's any listeners that want to give us any questions or anything.
I mean, we just went from having 2 listeners to having 0 when you.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough.
It's fine. We were gonna do this anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that about wraps us.
Yeah, so I guess if you want to follow us, you can follow us on our social media. It's at Detroit Strange on Instagram and Twitter. Just Detroit Strange on Facebook. If you want to email us, it's detroitstrange@gmail.com.
And if you have a second, please, subscribe, rate, review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would love it. Also, we would love to hear from you and how everybody's doing right now. Hopefully, everybody's staying safe and taking care of themselves, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know.
Do you have any quarantine tips? Like, what's been keeping you going through quarantine?
Do I?
Yeah.
I've been trying to get more on a schedule. I'm not doing great at it, but like the days that I do kind of follow it a bit more, I'm a bit better. Hence like trying to like work out and stuff like that, or like cook. Like anytime I'm like doing something a little more productive, I feel a little better. Also, I've really, really made it a point to get outside for at least a couple minutes a day.
Yeah, me and Maria walked to the grocery store today, and that was nice.
Everybody needs a little vitamin D.
Right. Oh, honey, I need a lot of vitamin D.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any quarantine tips. Watch Paris is Burning if you haven't seen Paris is Burning. Everyone needs to watch that.
Good advice. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming it's good advice.
It's great. I think you're going to love it.
Okay. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, I think until and we will be doing this on the regular during these circumstances. We'll let you know the day and time of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely Thursdays, right?
Nope. We'll talk.
Nope. Just kidding.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll talk. Things change sometimes. Yeah, so until next time, stay strange. Now there's a weird lapse while I stop the streaming.
Okay.